New topic.
New topic.
It's gotta be the last topic for me. I got a bugger.
He's got to leave.
You got a bugger what? Tell me that got on
There's
tape.
no
Tell
answer.
me that got on tape.
There's no answer, no matter how funny.
All right,
I
first of all, just for shits, let's pretend this is episode 4 because it's going to need to be.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 4 of the PU podcast. I'm here again with Lee.
Hey.
I'm here with Carl.
This guy over here.
And our special guest, Anthony Ruttgaizer.
I'm still here.
From the Great White North.
Hey, everybody.
The great one.
We split this happy visit into 2 episodes. So, new topic. What are we talking about here?
You didn't like the Superman movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of our pals from another podcast, Jim and Zoe, had this great debate on the latest Zack Snyder Superman film.
The lame debate.
Where, well, Jim seemed to like it, and Zoe did not like it. Yeah, he absolutely did not like it.
Lee is exhausted by the idea of somebody saying it was a bad movie.
Well, I've had this debate with people too. I love the movie. Lee loved the movie.
Did you not like it?
No.
It's
in a nutshell. Like, I mean, I have to apologize to myself.
It's because he's
for
Canadian.
The stuff I did like about it. It's not a horrible movie. I just didn't like it as a Superman movie. It's not the portrayal of
What
Superman.
did you like better? Did you like that one better or the one with Brandon Roth?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so I've heard this at least 5 times.
Do I want to get stabbed or shot?
What is a Superman movie? I have heard that excuse again and again and again.
Superman
I'm here in Pittsburgh.
was a Superman movie.
Christopher Reeve.
So you already have
okay,
that.
all right,
Richard.
all right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And what makes that more of a Superman movie than...
Why wouldn't I want more of that?
Explain that. Why is that a Superman movie?
What?
Why is that
Superman
more of a
movie?
Superman movie than the Zack Snyder?
I like that portrayal of Superman as you know, maybe it's
The portrayal
maybe
of
it's
Krypton.
hokey, but
It's not hokey. It's a beautiful movie. I love it.
You know,
Well, it is hokey.
Are we talking the tried and true linear progression of him hooking up with Lois Lane at the Daily Planet? What are we talking about?
No, I'm talking about.
Explain.
I'm talking about the character of Superman himself, the eternal optimist and the beacon of hope and justice.
Right.
And I thought that Snyder's movie was just a fucking downer, man. It was. They color corrected to make it to wash it out and make it gray. There's just all kinds of shit in it. Listen, I'm not gonna say, oh well, Superman killed. Oh no, it's he lets his father die. His father tells him to let Boy Scouts die. There was not the moral certainty of do what's right regardless of the cost to you that I think of when I think of Superman.
But you don't think that's normal for a father to want to protect his son against the government dissecting him once they find out who he is, at any cost?
Well,
because you're human.
But that's got something to do with the story they were telling. The story they were telling is catered, moves the character towards dubious moral decisions.
Okay.
All
That's life.
Yeah, that's life, but I don't. If I want life,
I'm right here.
If I want life, I'll put my fucking shoes back on. I'll go outside. I don't want life. I want a good fucking story.
All right.
I completely disagree.
I know you do.
This was a great Superman movie because it went back to the essence of what Superman is, and it's a first contact science fiction story.
That's my point.
It is not a superhero story.
It's sci-fi.
Superhero stories came after Superman.
Superman is
There's no such thing as a superhero.
I just wonder
if
if Lee takes a sip from his beer, does Carl keep talking?
I'll drink my beer.
I disagree with you about this. This is just what I want. I said it's an entertaining movie, but it's not the portrayal of Superman that I personally want.
Okay, good.
And that's fine.
All right.
That's Yeah.
I guess
I didn't say drag Zack Snyder through the streets and hang him from a light pole.
No.
That's all we have ever had were those kind of Superman stories, and after a while they just get boring.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it can't be the same old every single time. I mean, we know. I mean, how many times can you really tell the story? Okay, yeah, Lois meets Clark. He works at the Daily Planet. His pals Jimmy, and bloody fucking blah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. Again, you're right. First contact story.
Yeah.
To me, Superman first and foremost was this, like you said, science fiction. Alien from another planet.
Yeah.
And that's what I fell in love with. But I mean, I love the argument. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just love the dichotomy. And and I can throw it out there. I'm not the DC guy. I know this very peripherally, mostly through these two yahoos.
Yeah.
So my take on Superman has always been, it's sci-fi. And if I especially remember from the opening series, alien from another planet. Batman was the detective, Superman was the alien, but there was no superhero involved. It was an analysis, and this is what I love about science fiction, it was an analysis of the human spirit through an outside force, an outside vision. And Superman was that, but I never really saw him, and it was always, in fact, I remember like the great conversation between him and Martian Manhunter, when Martian Manhunter says to him, "It's easier for you look just like them."
Yeah.
And that always tied into the whole sci-fi thing. It's like, you got lucky this time, but we're both the same, really.
It just, for me, it was middle of the road for me. It didn't scratch my itch.
Which is a great point. Perfect point. That's all.
The J.J. Abrams, the two new Star Trek films.
Sure.
It doesn't scratch the itch well enough for me.
I see. All right.
My question is, what in a perfect world, what would?
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a bigger debate for another time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the thing.
Stop that, you.
Well, dude, it's like one of those things where
I will not be mocked.
I understand the criticisms, but I don't hear any of the solutions.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to do solutions.
But we can always do. The solution comes down to one thing. It's always the same thing. Get the villain fucking right.
Zod was right.
And that's why I like Superman.
Zod
That's
was
what I'm
awesome.
saying.
Yeah.
I had no problem with
Zod.
I liked him. I thought he was good.
That was the great debate with a couple. For example, JT.
Sure.
At work.
Yeah.
JT, his big argument with this is, if he why didn't he just kill? Why did he
Is he
basically leave?
qualified to
Why did
make
he
a
leave?
comment?
Why did he leave Zod? Destroy the city. Blah blah blah. When he could have just taken him out in an instant. It's like, well, you got to remember.
You got to wrestle him to the ground
Well,
first.
first of all, it's he's been searching his whole life for his Kryptonian
Yeah,
brothers.
right, and
you know what I mean?
right.
And the idea that, oh my God, I got it now. I found them. Now I got to kill them.
And
Not to
on
mention
top
the
of that,
fact
Kryptonians aren't any better than humans.
And on top of that, it's not like fucking Metal Gear Solid. We just sneak up on them behind and just snap their neck.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to kill somebody, you gotta wrestle them to the ground.
Well,
you gotta fucking kill them. It's
Well,
not a
exactly.
goddamn.
It's not a thumb wrestling match.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
and the idea was, he literally,
killing a man's a hell of a thing.
Well, killing one of the only Kryptonian guys
it's easier
that
than you think.
killing one of the only Kryptonian.
Listen to you.
killing
You
the,
just come up to somebody. Hey, does this wet rag smell like ether?
well, that's just
and then
it.
when they're out,
It's like a Kryptonian. You can't do that.
No.
You have to fucking.
Well, killing the last Kryptonian and the first and only Kryptonian you've ever met after you've been searching them out your whole life is probably the last thing on your
Like
mind.
you've never wanted to kill
know?
another human being.
Well, that's different. No, that's not.
but there's so many human beings.
So much work to do, so little time.
Oh well.
My point is, and again, I love the argument because there's no right or wrong to it. It's just that and here's what it boils down to. If I view Superman very much as a sci-fi, and I always have, even when you go into the comics and he's blasting off. And I think it's how we define it within ourselves that makes it. I love Superman, and everyone that hated it always says the same thing, and it's not right or wrong. It's just they always said it's not a Superman movie, and I keep saying, what does that mean? Not being a DC guy, and it always was.
It's a bullshit argument. It's not a Superman movie. Yeah, it is. Fuck you.
Okay, fine. It's a Superman movie, but it's not the version of Superman that I was looking for.
All right.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah,
So a Superman version, let's say a Lex Luthor, or are we talking about?
No, I'm talking about. I'm
Supergirl?
strictly talking about the portrayal of the character.
As I say, it sounds
Okay,
like you're
all right.
talking in other words, in tonality.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get
And,
that.
here's the great, I guess, lever, if you will, is that since I don't have as strong, the same argument that you say against Superman, I have the same problem with other Marvel movies that I know too much about. That like, oh, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which you may have seen in my last podcast about the fucking,
And you know,
which we're not going to go into.
It's strangely enough, I'm willing to give much more leeway in the portrayal of characters in the Marvel movies, as opposed to.
And why is that?
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I see those characters as more flexible. There's something about Superman that, to me,
And that's
It's
a
a
very
certain-
valid
there's
argument.
the moral certitude of the character. I want that. I want a guy who can't step on an ant because it's the wrong thing to do. You know, I want a guy who's
And yet could stomp a planet, if you wanted. I said stomp.
But I don't know what stomp is. But
Well, I could
I want a guy who he can see a solution, but sometimes that's the easy way, or the solution is against his morality. He has to find another way. Can't just do it the easy way.
Well, you don't,
because that's not the way I was brought up.
Let me ask you. You
Can I
don't
bring up
think
that?
him wrestling Zod for 20 minutes to wrecking Metropolis is
Yeah.
him wrestling with the morality of the situation?
No, I think it was him just.
I
Beating the
was
shit
gonna
out
say,
of the
just
city.
having a game of grab ass with
I
Zod.
mean-
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Well, then that destroys Superman too, because what does he do when he gets his powers back? He shows up at the Daily Planet and says, "General, do you care to step outside?" Like, there's an entire city full of people out there going, "Yeah!" You know?
And when have you not accidentally stepped on an ant?
Yes.
You know, and
Ants
I
get
hate
stepped on.
ants get stepped on. And
We
I
are
don't mean
ants
to,
in this
I don't
equation.
mean to put it, but I mean, you know,
Well,
when he
there's-
sneezes, it
There's,
blows the
well,
city
you know,
away.
there's going to be a lot of flack back for what happened in this first movie in Batman versus Superman. We all know that.
Yeah.
We know Luthor's going to be involved. Bruce Wayne's going to be involved, all pissed off because they blew Wayne Tower up and everything. There are consequences, which I don't think a lot of people were pissed off because they didn't think there were going to be consequences.
Yeah.
But they're on the way.
Which
They're
I,
on the
which I
horizon.
see. I love that attention to detail, like the third, you know, not second, but the third tier thing. The guy sitting on the ground, because the whole Batman versus Superman thing is very 9/11, right? It's and he's, you know, I have to find how strike back against this.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
and-
have had
and
this
you-
conversation, and I'm not going to bring it up because I want someone to explain this to me, and we're not going to do it here because every time I do, it's this long. You know, how does Batman beat Superman? But
Dude, that's an easy thing. Here's how Batman beats Superman. No, we won't get into it.
okay,
This is
fine.
how it
Let me
is.
hear it. I want to hear. I've been waiting to hear this. I've been waiting to hear
It
this.
is just this easy.
This
No,
is,
fuck you. We're getting
you sit down, you shop, and you listen.
Exactly. No,
This is how it goes down,
You brought this
motherfucker.
up. Now you're gonna listen.
And you will hear me. I work.
this is just this easy.
I've been waiting for this for long.
Superman has unlimited power and huge morality on weighing on his shoulders. Where Bruce Wayne has ultimate resources and is a little flexible in the morality department. You know, so
He has a singular purpose.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you know, when I'm Clark Kent working at the Daily Planet, I'm not making the money to go, oh shit, I'm going to go and hire whoever to go and find out who the hell Batman is, because, you know, he's got, again, he doesn't have the resources.
He doesn't. That's the thing. He doesn't ever need to hire somebody to track them.
He
All has to do
couldn't
is
if he
use his
wanted
X-ray
to.
vision and look through the cowl.
Again, he couldn't if he wanted to.
peaked.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Where at least Bruce Wayne can go, you know what, yeah, you know, I have some
But,
extra pocket change. I think I'm going to see if I can make a kryptonite bullet today.
But here's what going back to the Marvel versus DC thing that I mentioned. You asked me about. Here's what it boils down to: is there's a version of Superman that I am.
Okay,
I'm
that's what I
married
want to
to.
find out. Yes,
There's
what
a
is that?
portrayal of Superman that I'm
In the
married
75, 80 years of Superman, what is your? What's your window? What is that? What is that?
Oh,
Superman?
I don't have. I don't know if I could.
Do you have an era?
I honestly the Christopher Reeve Superman of the first movie. That to me is that's
perfect.
it for me.
That was
yeah.
okay. Very good.
That's
all right.
Honestly, thinking about it, that is where I was introduced to the character as a kid. So what?
I understand it, but I always thought
his history is like, you know.
But that's where I was
portrayal
introduced.
of Superman for me. It's like, yeah, he's great and all. He's perfect, and that's the problem. He's perfect.
Yeah.
Where's the conflict? Where do you write yourself to? I mean,
this is the same like bitch and moan fest that my father had about Lethal Weapon. Because I'm serious, every time Mel Gibson would listen, every time Mel Gibson would get out, he'd get his ass kicked. Which happened pretty much the entire length through every one of the movies until the very end. Listen, just bear with me. So that was the whole thing. Every time he'd get his ass kicked, he's pissing and whining. He would be moaning and groaning. Oh, goddamn dumbass, get up, kick his ass. What the hell's the matter with him? And it's like, the idea is that he's not perfect, and he's got to get there. And I think that's what he's saying with Superman. The fact that, he's always portrayed as this perfect freaking being kind of makes him boring. Makes him boring, dude. Yeah. Who gives a shit? Dude, I want to sit around watching perfect people all fucking day.
What's the appeal of a Batman and a Daredevil?
They're flaws.
They're
That's
flaws.
what makes them more real.
Part of the fun is seeing him tempted to take a shortcut,
then not.
Okay, all right.
Again, it's boring. It's a boring character.
Okay, all right. Hey, I didn't.
No. I love the argument. I think the argument is very valid. There's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of.
I love Superman as a
character. I love Superman.
It's just that portrayal is kind of boring to me. It's just like there's no conflict to be had.
Here's what I think is the funny problem: is that all DC characters had that fundamental, fatal flaw, whether it be the color yellow, fucking kryptonite, or what are some of the other things? Immunity, wood. There's always that one thing, and it's just like, oh, so you're the Man of Steel, but if I flash this green shit at you, and you fall down, right? I flick some yellow paint at you. When Batman took down Green Lantern by painting a room yellow, brilliant, fucking brilliant. It's like, that's it? And he's like, this is the stupidest power ever. It's brilliant. It's like, that's it? Which is why Wonder Woman is actually the best character in DC because she has no.
The latest bitch and moan about Wonder Woman. The standalone movie is going to happen, and they have put Chris Pine in the role as Steve Trevor.
Oh God,
that's a done deal. What I'd read recently today is there are a lot of people pissing and whining because the rumor is they're going to set it in World War I.
Yes,
World War I.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
She's a Greek goddess.
Dude, that's where she she's a World War I character.
No, she's like World War II.
World War II. World War II.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Well, I thought they said that was going to be World War I.
Yeah, which is interesting to me.
Which I don't have a problem with. I mean, it's like, so what?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just imagine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all.
I mean, well, that's a lot of people do. They want to see her in the modern.
It's an odd
modern, and I'm like, why?
You didn't love Captain America?
How is modern age better than period piece? I don't understand that.
I love doing period
No.
pieces.
Okay, hold on. My reaction was to you saying World War I.
Dude, it's what I read. It's not what I didn't make it.
Well, what do you prefer? Do you like World War I or World War II?
Well,
it makes more sense for it to be World War II simply because that's the original sourcing.
Right. If it's
fine.
World War II, it makes perfect sense to me. I'll watch the shit out of that movie. If it's World War I, it's like, well, that's a reinvention of the wheel.
There's a possibility that it's too much like Captain America World War II.
Yeah.
And you've got to shift it just a little to make a distinction. And I think here we go to marketing again. God, did I just say that? I'm sorry. But the idea that you've got to, they're trying to avoid copycatting in the depiction of the origins, and
well, I don't think there's much to be copycatted
Weren't they both sort of the same? Captain America and Wonder Woman, where they fought the Nazis, they donned the armor, they went to the aid
I'm just talking about strictly the origin. The telling of the story, yes.
Right.
There's similarities there that might make it.
And for literally the only reason is for separation. Literally, that's it. Maybe World War I, which I actually think is more fascinating.
Yeah, this is according to IGN. It says, rumor, Wonder Woman's standalone movie reportedly takes place in World War I.
That's weird.
Okay, fine. Weird.
You know why?
Weird to me.
World War I, you have a lot of those creepy gas masks that you don't get, and that's the faceless enemy.
True.
And remember, it's also something she can't block with her wrist.
Again, this is merely rumor, and you know what? There's nothing saying that there won't time jump. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a little World War I, then a little World War II. Who the hell knows? You know, I mean, World War I could be a very insignificant, small part of that.
All that matters to me is that we're getting a different look. You know,
yeah.
It's like,
I just think it's not Batman, Superman. Just thank you. Let's expand the universe.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I want a middle-aged Green Arrow. Middle-aged Green Arrow is my favorite.
I want a gouty Flash.
Flatulent Flash.
Oh, my feet.
Oh, my sciatica.
The running.
Oh, this going and doing.
Dirty lumbago.
The running and the salty food.
Salty.
Thanks for joining us for episode 4, part 1 of the Pittsburgh Underground Podcast. Join us for part 2 as the great Superman debate continues, and we will be reminiscing with our special guest, Anthony Ruttgaizer, creator of the first Hero, about his Pittsburgh Underground wrestling days. For more Pittsburgh Underground, check us out at www.puzine.com. That's puzine.com. Like us at Pittsburgh Underground on Facebook. And at Dead Zed Zombie on Twitter. Make sure that you check out the Pittsburgh Underground channel on YouTube as well. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Pew.